Hello, Facebook.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Get Real with Real Estate.
Yeah, we have a fun topic today. It's a personal topic for us, but obviously real estate related, being that it's Get Real with Real Estate. But we're going to be talking about the first real estate purchase that we made, really Melissa made, when we were back in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, and we're going to be diving deep into that this week. So later this week, we're actually going to be talking about our other investment properties. Some of you may or may not know that John and I own 4 properties out of state. That's 4. In Tennessee, and we're going to be talking about that later this week. But today we're going to be talking about my very first home purchase in Buffalo, New York. So granted, much different market than here in San Diego, but you can utilize the concept that we're going to be talking about, and it's a way that we've seen some people in San Diego excel in the real estate market. And it's a great way if you're young and just starting out and comfortable with roommates to create an investment out of your primary residence. It's pretty fabulous. So I guess I'll start out by telling the story and then you can kind of dive into it. Yeah, so I bought my first house at age 21. I was dating John at the time. Good old John, my boyfriend. And, my mom was very insistent that it was going to be my purchase and not our purchase. So while John shopped around for the house with me, it was really my purchase. I had saved up a lot of money for the house. I was excited about putting down the down payment and really finding the house. So as a senior in college, as I was getting ready to move out of my college housing, I purchased a home in April, right before I graduated. And it was the perfect transition for me moving out of college because I wanted roommates. I wanted friends around. And I found this really cute 3-bedroom, 1-bath home. Surprisingly, the first house I ever stepped into. Yeah.
We did look at some other ones.
We did.
But it was the first house we actually walked into. It just, You checked out a few others just to make sure.
I did. I was like, I feel like I want to check out others to make sure. But for those of you buyers out there who feel like the first one resonates with you, sometimes you just got to roll with it because it ended up being an awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the house we're sitting in right now, this was the only house we looked in as well, so.
We tend to do that. It was the perfect little 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,000-square-foot home, really cute, tiny, and you guys are going to fall off your chair. It was under $100,000. So it really helped me to be able to afford it. But that being said, the down payment that I had saved was $20,000 for that home. It was about like $25,000. I had saved the full 20% plus. Here in San Diego, with that same down payment, I could afford a property here in San Diego utilizing that same down payment with a different loan program. So it is totally doable here in San Diego as it is in Buffalo. You just got to shift gears a little bit. Right? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. But I think, shifting it back to your rental.
Yeah.
That's really where the magic can happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I moved in. So did Mr. John. He paid me a very little rent. But what made us the most money was getting 2 friends to move into the other 2 bedrooms. Not only was it fun, I was able to create a win-win where they were paying really reasonable rent. They were each paying me $350 for their room. And I was, using that money to pay off the mortgage. My mortgage payment was around that amount, so it paid it directly. And then any extra money that I was making at my job, I was paying down the mortgage. I was paying down the principal. And because I had those 2 roommates in place, they, in general, helped me to pay down that mortgage so much that I was able to, with the contributions that I was making, pay off that house in less than 2 years. It was just under 2 years that I was able to pay it off. And I haven't seen anybody in San Diego be able to do that because the properties here are a little bit more expensive. But I have seen people be able to do it in 5, 6, 7 years because they will purchase a home with like 4 bedrooms. Do you want to explain kind of how that works here in San Diego?
Yeah, I mean, really, if you're open to the idea of having roommates, like living with people, that can be like a home run opportunity to turn your house into like an investment and potentially, depending on what market you're in, even live for free.
Yeah.
I mean, if Melissa had chosen not to pay down her mortgage aggressively, like, her roommates were covering her mortgage. Like, she was essentially living for free.
Yeah, the rent that I was making on the 2 bedrooms being $700 was paying not only the mortgage, but it was paying part of the utilities. So I was living for free. Plus the $100 that good old John was contributing paid off, things like cable. So for me, I was living for free, which is what allowed me to contribute more to the principal. And I see that happen in San Diego. With rent, our studio rent was about to go up to over $2,000 this past August. So for us to be able to move those funds into a house. If we were open to having roommates at this point in our life, got a phone call. We probably would have purchased like a 4-bedroom to have 3 roommates and pay, have them paying for their room, therefore paying for the mortgage, having a fun living arrangement, and, creating a really awesome investment for ourselves.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's not going to be for everyone. Not everyone wants to go, live in the roommate type situation. I would say, especially as you get older, that becomes a lot less appealing. But like I said, if you're open to it, or if you're like a young person who's just looking to get, off your feet, or even just rent it to your friends, like, I highly, highly encourage people to, think outside the box. Like, if you're already renting with your friends, like, maybe you're renting a house yourself, and, you've got a bedroom and you got 2 other, guys or girls living with you, renting other bedrooms. Like, why not have that be your house and have them pay you rent? Like,
100%. We have a client right now looking for his first property in Pacific Beach, one of the hottest markets in the country, where he's likely going to spend $800,000 on a fixer, probably put $50K into it, end up with a property that's $900K plus, get 3 roommates to fill the other 3 bedrooms, and he's going to probably break even on the mortgage and live for free. So with numbers like that, if you're open to having roommates and making your property work for you, there's, I feel like no reason not to do it. It worked out really well for us.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason not to is if you're just not comfortable with other people in your space. But
yeah,
like,
and of course,
Melissa,
we had one really. Sorry, guys. That person's blowing us up. We'll finish up.
Like with Melissa, though, like fresh out of college, she didn't even want to live by herself. So like, why not have your friends pay rent for you? Yeah,
if you are currently in a roommate situation, you get to move into being a landlord, I feel like, and seeing if you can create a cash flow opportunity for yourself in a situation very similar to what you currently have on the table. Mm-hmm. So let us know if you have any questions about that. Real estate is all about creating solutions for yourself, getting creative with it, and trying to make your property work for you. So we'd love to connect and see what's possible for you.
Yeah. Reach out. Give us a call.
Talk to you guys soon.
We'd love to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, we can talk all day. We'll probably hang up this phone and start talking about it. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Happy Monday.